Hello, my soul tribe, and welcome to pile 2 for how they're feeling about you. There will be an extended available, and that will be an extended videos only membership linked in the description box. So thank you so much for being here. Remember, these are collective. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. Remember, you're a conscious creator, and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So let's see who this person is and how they're feeling about you, pile 2. So we have revolutionist, champion of transformation, freedom fighter, pursuit of welfare, and justice. Okay, so this is someone who's very loud. They are very proud. It feels like really want to get your attention. They really want you to align with their beliefs. They really want to kind of like recruit you for the strengths that you have. Okay. Getting so many different messages. Gemini season is wild, but I'm getting so many different messages here. So we have strength as how they are seeing you. Okay. So this person definitely sees you by your talents, your skills, your strengths. For some of you, this feels like, it's so interesting because she's riding a dragon, but I think of like riding a horse. So I don't know if this is somebody like a scout who's looking at you for some sort of program, right? Maybe it's an equestrian program. That's a very specific message. Or it's just this person sees how you saddle up and you approach challenges in such a unique way. Reason I say that is the strength card is about tempering the ego. And if you can imagine approaching a dragon with your ego, how well is that going to go, right? But you have that balance of compassion and understanding and respect, right? And you create those bonds and you create those relationships. Maybe for some of you, it's how you work with animals, how you work with energies, how you work with challenges, and how courageous you are, right? And this person might kind of see that reflected within themselves, but also within you. So it could be like a talent scout. It could be, it could be anyone like that here, but it feels like they see you and they want you on their team. Okay. We also have consciousness, present power. So again, we have the animal energy coming through. We have the big cats. We have the big felines. So there's something about the way that you observe situations, that you can be present, that you're very mindful and conscious here. And again, there's a sense of this person being impressed with perhaps how you are able to kind of sit back and observe situations, how you don't react easily, how you are very balanced in who you are. Okay. It's like you know your power, but you have this compassionate, quiet power within you. It's not something where, you are blasting it out to the world. I'm so powerful. I'm this, I'm that. No, people feel it. They feel it in your presence. They feel it in your perspective. And you see here, there's a tiger and there's a lion there. And what's interesting is the ears of that tiger. Now, I'm not sure about the body language of tigers and their ears, but I know with horses, when they put their ears back, they're not, really happy about what's going on here. So this person might even see how you handle people who are not happy, right? Or how you're able to deal with different energies within people and bring them into kind of a space of balance, a space of calm, a space of understanding. That's kind of what I'm sensing, almost like HR, like that. You might work in HR. I don't know. That's something that's coming through here, but that's what it feels like. Or if you work with animals, like you can work with some of the most difficult, I say the air quotes, difficult animals, but maybe the most misunderstood animals or most misunderstood people. You could be a therapist. You could be, an animal trainer or psychologist. There's just this sense of like, you're able to bring out the best in others. You're able to handle energies and situations and certain things that most cannot. And that's what this person sees with you, right? But they also see the fact that, yes, you have, just because you're quiet or just because you have this calm confidence, it doesn't mean that you're a pushover. It doesn't mean that you are someone who can be easily manipulated, right? So this person sees your resources, okay? They see the resources within you, and you know, how unique your presence is and what you bring to the table here. For some of you too, you're very well disciplined, and you can, again, kind of sit back and observe and not take aligned action. You could be somebody who, you're not looking for instant gratification. You know what you value here. But yeah, I mean, that one tiger looks a little bit annoyed. So again, you could deal with, different personalities, whether it's with animals, with people, different types of energies. And this person is kind of blown away with how you kind of do it with ease, how you do it with respect, how you do it with balance. If this is someone who is interested in you romantically, then they're amazed at how composed you are, how responsible you are with your sensual energy. How, if they're used to like really being able to influence people and, or have people swooning over them, right? Not you. Like that's not you here. So, whether it's a masculine or a feminine energy, they could feel like they can easily seduce people into their ideas or into whatever they want, but that's not you. And that is what kind of also stands out about you with this person. He's standing on some sort of platform there as well. So for some of you, you could be on some sort of platform here, showing who you are, sharing your perspective, sharing your talents or your skills. But you have great talent, great skills, okay? And a great connection with nature, with animals, with energy, a deep understanding. Almost like you're a whisperer. You're either a whisperer for different people, you're a whisperer for animals, you're a whisperer with nature. Okay, I'm looking at like all of the like forest energy in the background there. Some of you could work in forestry. How this person feels about you is they're impressed. They're impressed, pile two. You might even be able to achieve things that took them a really long time to achieve, and for you it just seems to come natural. Many of you too, again, your frequency is higher. The reason I'm saying that is obviously she's on that dragon, right? She's in the sky. There's the castle. She's flying, pretty high. So your frequency is higher too, which also having that wisdom or having that knowledge or having that connection with energy is something that propels you forward faster, helps you to align with your own success differently than maybe this person did. Okay, they might have had more of when they were on their path, like a more of a kind of old school way of dealing with those situations or finding their success path. Okay, so this is interesting. Let me see if I can feel into a little bit more. You're challenging to this person, but like in the best way. Like they are very curious about you. They might feel like, again, they're easily, like maybe people are like intimidated by them or like, but you can look them straight in the eye. You can be present with them. You're not putting them on any sort of pedestal. If anything, I think you put yourself on a pedestal here. But in order to respect your boundaries, in order to respect your value. Some of you, this definitely has to do with career, right? We'll have to see when we get into the extended this person's kind of next move. But it feels like right now they're trying to get your attention. Okay, or they're trying to get you on board, or they're trying to recruit you, or convince you. And what's interesting too about you that this person notices, and that I'm noticing too with your energy, is he's grounded, very grounded in this card here, but also able to extend and have that dragon's eye view perspective, or that bird's eye view perspective of a situation. You don't just take things at face value. You look at them, you look at all these different angles to see. You look ahead. You look around corners. You don't just look at the next step or just agree with people. But I feel like you do have this compassion and this softness where sometimes people feel they think that they can kind of manipulate you because of that. But you and I both know that's not the case. Let's see a little bit more about this person, and I'm not sure they know that about you yet, but that's something that I'm noticing coming through here. We also have these green orbs around you too, so you definitely have that support and spirit. Some of you might align with being a healer or working with Archangel Raphael, or just an old soul, like you just have this very healing, heart-centered energy that's also coming through. But you have guides and you have ancestors around you that are kind of watching over you as well, or assisting you. But you do have this fearlessness, and this person is very impressed. So that's what's coming through. Now I'm going to take this into the extended. We're going to look at this person's their next move toward you. We're going to look a little bit into kind of what this connection is. In pile 1, we had multiple messages come through in the extended, so that might be the case here as well. We can thank the Gemini energy for that, which is bringing in so many messages. But yeah, we're going to dive deeper into this, because this is interesting. I want to know a bit more about this person's motives, because they're looking at you and they're impressed by you. But I want to know more about their motives. That's what's kind of coming through here. So if you're interested in that, that'll be available in the extended videos only membership, which is linked in the description box. If you're leaving me here, thank you so much for joining me. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.